Do you ever find that your friends who have more traditional 9 to 5s ever resent you, not because you don't work incredibly hard, but because you don't have a formal schedule like that?
It's interesting that you say that. I think that because I had a formal schedule for so long, my friends still feel like I do. And with Spritz, I definitely work. I have gaps in the day, like when we'll record, or if like I have something, I have more flexibility, but I still structure my day on like a 9 to 6 and I fill in the gaps. But it's as traditional as I can get it. Do my friends resent it? Not really. Sometimes, like in the beginning, they didn't get it. Like I'll tell them like, oh, I'm doing, I don't know, I'm doing something on a Friday, and they're like, oh, must be nice. And I shot that down quick. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay. Like fucking loser, must be nice. Like, no, I'm working like 9 times as hard as you. Just because you work 40 hours a week, I'm working 24/7, even if I'm not working. Like I'm always working. You're always working. You're like on a Saturday, like you're always thinking. Thinking is working.
I think I'm very careful with this because I don't like I have a little bit of a pet peeve for anyone who, not saying you or I do this, but in general, who they're always busy because they're either always working. Like my friends who are the most powerful and most successful seem to always have time for the things that matter.
Of course.
And that includes me, right? And then my friends who are fiending busy and being busy because Instagram told them they should look busy. Those are the people where I'm like, well, you're extremely busy, but I am not seeing the results.
Yes, and I often find, honestly, that it's my least successful friends that always tell me how busy they are.
That's exactly right.
Always, for a fact, no question. What I meant by my comment before was that, like, when you are self-motivated and when you have jobs like we do, you are always on.
Sure.
That's more what I meant. Not always working. You always find time for the things that are important, no matter what. But you're never off. Like when you work that traditional 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, you leave the office, you're so excited to not check your email until Monday. I'm so excited to check my email every single time I have my phone. Like it's a problem how often I'm on email. I wake up on a Saturday morning, I check my email because I want to. Like it's not like, I don't consider it work. That's more what I meant. But yes, it's always the person who makes the least amount of money that's like, oh man, I'm so busy. I'm like, why? Stop it.
I just never I'm like, I have 3 kids, 5 jobs, and and somehow I have all the time. Like I just figure it out.
It's also because you don't burden people with your stresses. There are some people who love to do that. Like they'll call, and that's not that you're not an open person. I think we're both like this. Like we'll call each other, and the first thing I'll say, what's going on? Your first thing is not to tell me what's wrong, right? We're just going to have a normal conversation. But there are people, you call them and you're like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, awful day. And they'll go in detail their awful day. It's just like dumping on you.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. I think that like you feel really, really busy when you're always stressed. I think stress plays a huge role too in it, where you're just like always thinking and always, you're like, you can't get out of your own way. Does that make sense?
Totally. And what do you think about, because I've had some issues with friends as of late who, Bill Burr has this great bit of like, you get a, what am I doing with my life chat with your friends once a year. You get one of those a year, maybe 2. Yeah. I'm speaking for myself. If you're an actor, okay, you get 2 because it's nuts, stupid business. But it's falling apart. But it's been a bad couple years. Oh, the writers want to strike. That'll be good. Right after COVID. Smart. We're falling apart. No, it's good. And then we struck after because we're smart actors. Fucking who voted for that? We weren't allowed to not vote for it, like the vaccines. But you know, like you get 1 or 2 of those a year, and it's not that I don't care about my friends who are like constantly, it seems, going through mishigas. But as an adult, if you are of the neurotic kind, which I certainly am, It is incumbent on you to find healthy ways in which to deal with that privately, which is therapy, which is going to the Schwitz, which might be spirituality, meditation, religion, working out. There are so many avenues in which there's such a first line of defense to mitigate a lot of that inner turmoil, mishigas. And then if there's something really going on in your life, or there's something that's really lingering, then bring it up with a friend, but don't give them the radioactive fallout. You know what I mean? Like, clean up as much as you can before you give it to me.
Yeah, and if you're going to ask for advice, actually want it.
That's right.
Okay? I've had enough of this because I've had this many a time where somebody comes to me with a problem, and I'm a problem solver. If you're going to come to me with a problem, Josh, I'm going to tell you how to fix it, or I'm going to fix it for you. And you should know that coming to me. If you're looking for somebody to just have an ear, I'm the wrong person. So know that about me. Know that if you're coming to me to complain, I'm not here to listen to you. If you're coming to me to complain and you want an actionable solution, or you want me to fix your problem, I'll fix your problem, and I'll be so excited to do it. Like, so excited to drive you somewhere, to pick something up for you, to help you find a new job, to whatever it may be. But if it's just an ear, I hate that. I absolutely hate when somebody comes for advice and they don't want to hear it. Why'd you come to me? What are you, nuts? And to what you said before, just because I think it's a general mindset thing with some people, when we had the great Jay Shetty on, which if you haven't listened to that episode, what are you, nuts? It was fantastic. He spoke about, I'm definitely going to butcher this, I think it was called the red balloon theory or the red car theory. It was something like that, where it was, the essence was, if you're always fixated on a red car, all that you're going to see is red cars. And this is a fact. If you are fixated on all of the problems in your life, all that you will see is problems in your life. I guarantee it that if you fixate on all of the good things in your life, I don't care how horrible you think your life is, you will see better things in your life and you will consider yourself more fortunate. It is a fact, no question. And people are going to say, or maybe they won't because they listen to us and they love us, but some people would say, oh, it's just because you have a great life. And it's like, no, I have great perspective on my great life. But if I wanted to wake up every single day and find problems, I could.
What do you think, Olivia? Do you have that in your life?
Yeah, I have. I definitely have had some friends who I've found have had like more struggle than others. And, I think for me, I'm always like, I love to be the listening ear. I'm like, I will sit here and you just tell me and like, we'll talk about it, all night, whatever. But it's like, you need to, I think the thing about that though, is like you were saying, there's a window of time where it's like, okay, you need to just get this out and process it, verbalize, what have you. But after that, if you're not taking the actionable steps that, we maybe have come to in the conversation, you've come to on your own, whatever it might be, like you have to take those steps, because I don't want to keep having the same conversation over and over again.
Yes.
It's like you have to take the accountability, and I will always be there as a friend to support and encourage and cheer you on, and I'll be an ear, listening ear, but you have to be able to, like, I can't fix things for you, you have to be willing to put that work in yourself.
I agree. And I also think it's funny. I do this with my wife and I do it with my big brother as well. But my wife especially, where I will say to her, listen, when we are done here, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. But let me make my case. I really do. I go, let me lay it all out for you, what I'm thinking. But no, I am going to do what you say. And I find that is a virtue because, again, I have friends who will constantly seek my advice and never take it. And I'm like, it gets
Why'd
exhausting.
you ask? Yeah, it's like, why did you ask me? Why did you trauma dump on me just so that I could feel bad and not help you? Like, right. I have the ability to help you. So do you want that? That's what I mean by that red balloon, red car, whatever the fuck it is theory. It's whatever it is. It's like, do you want to stay in this cycle of where your life fucking sucks? If you're coming to me and I can fix something for you, but you don't want it, so then don't tell me. Just enjoy your shitty existence. Clearly, this is something that's important to me because, it happens. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. God, we were such a deep podcast.
We are. And just to reiterate, I think as an adult, your job, if you are of the neurotic type, like my wife isn't. Like, she just ain't. She's not made like that. She's got her own things, which every human being on this earth has, but she doesn't spin out that much about herself. She's not self-centered in the extreme the way that I am. But I will say that like I have enough. And by the way, you know how, if you really need an ear, like pay a therapist. They do sliding scales. You don't have a lot of money. You can find a shrink that'll do it for super cheap.
Use ChatGPT.
Use ChatGPT in any language.
And just dump your problems. Like, hey, I'm having a bad day. What's wrong? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you should try this. That works. Use ChatGPT.
I agree. But this is all like, you need a first line of defense that hopefully, unless it's an emergency or something like really out of the ordinary, that isn't a person like in your life. Your first line of defense needs to be meditating, prayer, workout, support group, therapy. Like there's so many things. Wellbutrin. Shout out Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin XL, 150 milligrams. I'm still on my starting dose and it's working great. 3 years in.
Love it. That's great.
Love it. Time release. But you know what? Around noon, I go, oh man, I could double up. Sorry.
Speaking of time release, Josh, I was just told about a new product. I don't remember the name, okay, but it's very early stage, and we could invest in it if we want. I was just told about this product. You ready for this? Extended release, okay? Melatonin and caffeine. You take it before you go to sleep. It doses you with melatonin for the first 6 hours, and then starting in the 7th hour, starts to dose you with caffeine so that when you wake up, you already have a half a cup of coffee in you. How genius is that?
Wow, I really have to think about this here.
Think about it. Think about the power of extended release in things other than a traditional pharmaceutical. I was fascinated by it.
Okay, let me start thinking about this. So what we're talking about is a small sphere within an orb, let's say, within the ring of a melatonin is a caffeine pill inside of it. Slowly, as it degrades in your small intestine, it's being delivered into all your systems. Yes. Here's my thought, first off. At what time do you want the melatonin? Do you want the melatonin to wear off at 6 hours? I would guess that would still give you a hangover.
I think that let's say it was less than that. I don't know the exact amounts. I just know that it doses you to go to sleep and then it doses you to wake up.
But I don't think you can do that. You call it the speedball. But I don't think you can do that. I don't think taking in caffeine while you're sleeping could be anywhere good for your circadian rhythms.
I have no idea. All I'm saying is that
stop pitching it.
I'm saying sometimes I wake up in the morning and I wish that I had had a shot of espresso already. How much better do you feel after that shot of espresso?
I mean, you know my ritual in the morning, right?
Yes.
I crack an ice cold either Prime or Alani, sometimes a Celsius energy drink, and So
imagine, Josh, if you cracked it while you were sleeping, so that when you woke up, you already had the Alani in you. You woke up with that Alani new feeling.
You've been watching too much of The Pit. You think you're a doctor now.
I am.